Hello, Libra, and welcome to your January overview reading. This is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate with you, but we're going to go ahead and see what we have for the month of January for you. If you're a current subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. If you're a returning viewer, a new viewer, thank you so much for joining us. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'd appreciate that very much. Helps my channel grow and gets out there to more people, so more people can see my readings that I do, because that's my intention, to help people. So if you haven't been to these readings before, we just pull 3 rows and we see what comes up for you. It's the first row is your kind of how you're feeling, thinking in your conscious self. The second row is your subconscious self, and then how those two kind of tie together and form kind of an outcome of sorts. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. So the Mother card, I shuffled that quite a bit, and I want to say, I can't remember if it was Leo or Virgo that got that card as well. But let's see what else this card has with it. I'm just getting, like, for some reason, what I'm getting off of that Mother card is learning something. Maybe gaining some kind of insight. Let's see what comes through. That's what I'm getting off the bat, Libra. I know I read a little bit differently. I don't do traditional readings. It's more intuitive of whatever comes to me when I see the cards. So I use the cards as a tool to help me give you the messages that come through when I see them. So, okay, the Strength card with the Queen of Cups. I know that a lot of these January readings seem to be focused a lot around relationship stuff. So we'll see if yours is the same, especially with the Queen of Cups coming out here. I really feel like this is definitely depicting you. And I have a feeling that you're kind of, I almost feel, Libra, that you almost feel like you're weighing up and like you've learned a lesson in love. And so, it's kind of like I feel this energy of somebody that maybe is on the backside of a relationship, like maybe you've just gotten out of a relationship, or you're in a very trying relationship, where you're trying, where it's requiring this strength, and it's got you kind of in a little bit of a holding pattern as far as wanting to give your love away. Like, I feel like definitely this Queen of Cups represents you, Libra, wanting, having a lot of love to give, wanting to give that love. But as I said, I feel like you're learning something here, and I feel like, you're overcoming something, a lesson that you've learned in love. Maybe you're feeling a little bit of, heartache where things, where something didn't work out. And because of that, because something didn't work out, that you're just kind of not really wanting to, I feel like you're not really wanting to share the love at this time, which is why, I feel like you have a lot of love, but you're in this holding pattern, and it's taking you a lot of strength to even, I almost feel like it's even hard for you just to almost be nice to people at times right now. And I think it's just because you're in your feels. I really feel like you're in your feels, Libra, that you've just got, like there's something that is kind of on your mind and bugging you at this time. And because of that, we all go through that where we have these moments where we're not feeling our best because something, like if we're hurt by someone, we tend to not be social. We tend to, it can be very hard for us to be social and be, jovial and nice when we're going through something or dealing with something. And that's what I kind of feel here is what I'm picking up, that there's something like you're on the backside of something that maybe has been a little bit painful in the recent past. And so it's just got you kind of in this suspended animation in the month of January, where you're trying to like overcome that. You're trying to get past it, overcome it. And it really is one of those things, like when you're hurt or when you're in grief, it really is a mental mindset, but it takes time for your mind to move past that. And that's why, the Hangman's here, because it's gaining that new perspective. You have to kind of gain gain that new perspective on, on life, on the situation for us to move on. Even in the sense of like, if you have somebody that that's close to you, that's passed on, that has passed on from this earthly plane, it takes time to grieve. It takes time to get to the point where even though you may still miss them, it's not affecting your daily life. And I feel like there's been some circumstance, Libra, that has impacted your daily life, and you're just in that moment, kind of in that time where you're just kind of trying to recover from that, is what I really feel like. So you're not maybe the most social person, or maybe even if you are, it maybe, you're having a hard time being really social at this, kind of in January. Maybe you just have a lot on your mind, and so that is got it where it's kind of hard for you to, to be, I just really am feeling like you're holding back. It's hard for you to give your love at this time, to be kind, it's not coming like, easily and naturally, like it might be a little bit forced. And I can understand that, because whenever, as I kind of explained, we all go through those moments where we just may not feel up to our full self. And that's what this is telling me. You're just not feeling your full self, And so it could be hard during the month of January to, to kind of put yourself out there, where you might have to try a little bit harder to be nice to people, because it's kind of like when we're dealing with our own stuff. It's like, other things and other people might irritate us a little bit, because it's like you don't want to deal with it because you're processing and dealing with something else internally, is what I'm getting. So these are the Sacred Geometry deck. And I know I'm terrible at pronouncing things. If you knew me and knew my, you could talk to my friends and they would tell you they make fun of me all the time at how I pronounce things, because I'm not the best at it. I am a farmer's daughter. I'm very, very Midwest, very rural, can be very hick in some ways. And I admit that, and I don't mind it. But this is, because I say things like crick and wash. Yeah. So this is Anna Karana, which what I'm getting off of this card is, interesting enough, I'm getting almost a star. I don't know why, but I'm getting a star off of it. You see my fingerprints on the table. That's funny. They're very warm. So I'm getting this almost like, I'm feeling like it's interesting, because here, I don't know where you are, because I'm sure there's people watching this all over the world. But I'm getting, here it's winter time, and I'm almost getting like this, like the North Star, like snowflake North. I'm seeing a winter scene. Off of that card. Like I'm seeing, like, this almost feels like a snowflake, but I'm also seeing like the North Star is coming through. So let's see what we got here. Now this is kind of your subconscious self. This is kind of a little bit deeper, and then we have the Queen of Cups coming out here again, and it's showing me, that it's requiring strength for you to show your love, even though you have a lot of love to give, and you're maybe normally a really giving person, you're having a hard time doing that. Look at this. It's taking strength to share your love. And it's here it's talking about reciprocity, Six of Pentacles, giving and taking. And when it comes to giving and taking love, I just feel like that's something that's really hard for you to do this January. And I've kind of explained why, and then we have the Ace of Swords, and on the Hangman. And so, like I said, this is gaining that new perspective, and I really feel like, that you're still seeking that clarity. You're still trying to seek that, get to that point where you feel okay, for whatever whatever situation occurred that has got you in this kind of suspended animation. And I've kind of explained at the beginning, what that could be. Maybe you're trying to get over someone or something, or, maybe, it could be someone close to you has passed away. It's something like that that has affected you, your emotions on a very deep level, where it's taking time to recover from whatever the situation was that hit you pretty hardly in your feels. I'm almost feeling a sense of grief, kind of like, mourning something, grieving something. And we can even grieve relationships, if things don't work out in our favor. Sometimes when things don't work out in our favor, that it takes some time to recover from that. And that's what I get here, is it's something, something has been maybe has been a fairly big blow to you, and you're just in that space, Libra, of trying to recover from that. So we have Moonlight here. I think these Enchanted map oracle deck cards are a lot. I like the artwork on them quite a bit. So if you look at this Moonlight card and you see, because this is kind of how things are playing out in the world in January as you see them. I mean, look at that. She's, it's night and she's sad. She's got her head down and crying, grieving. There's something on her mind she's thinking about. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the light where it's not flickering on the card there. But it really tells me, she is, she looks like she's grieving. She looks like she's very sad. She's alone. She's sad. She's getting over something. She's trying to deal with something that she's sad about, and this is, it's a night card. And interesting enough, and I don't think I've ever noticed that before on this card, there's like a little owl here, flying. You can barely see it there. You can almost just see its eyes, but there's an owl there. And owls talk about having that wisdom, having, gaining wisdom on something and having wisdom. And I think that you're just, as I said, I really feel like there's something that I really don't feel like you're talking to anyone about this. This is something you're trying to process and deal with on your own, Libra, in your own time. Like when it's quiet and it's dark, you maybe during the day, you put on your best face and you get through the day. But at the end of the day, when it's quiet and you're alone, you might be a little bit sad. There's something that you're still trying to get over and get past, which makes it, it's just making it a little bit challenging for you. It's funny because I almost said the Ace of Wands here, and here the Ace of Wands came out. I guess I was feeling that it was coming. So this is really talking about that passionate new beginning. So I really feel like that, and it makes sense that once you process this, and I feel like you're in the midst of processing something. And once you get past that, you'll be ready for new things. I mean, that's just common sense. You're going to be ready for new things. And look at that. You got 3 Queen of Cups. I don't know. I think I need to move these cards up just slightly here because I think they're not all in the thing. But you've got 3 Queen of Cups here from 3 different decks, Libra. That's an incredible amount of love that you have to give and share. Really big. And I really feel like that it's kind of like you're in this moment, where it's very hard to give to others. But I also feel like there's nobody really giving to you, because with this 6 of, with the 6 of Pentacles being here, I, squished and sandwiched between 2 Queen of Cups from 2 different decks. It's like you're really wanting, you're wanting that reciprocity in love. You're wanting someone to feed into you as much as you feed into them. I really see a Libra here. The Libras this is talking to, you have a tremendous capacity for love. And I feel that normally you give and give and give and give and give. And maybe you give so much that, sometimes sometimes you don't get that love back in return, and that can cause you a little bit of heartache and pain. And I feel like that's been kind of like, I just feel like this is one of those situations where, you're just trying to recover from something before you're able to put yourself out there and love again. And everything's telling me, that is the case. And I do see with this Ace of Wands, though, that I feel like I almost feel like by the end of the month, and it's not going to be right away, I think it's going to be after some time, but I feel like by the end of the month, there might be something that comes in that helps with this, is what I get. Like, it'll lift your spirits. I'm seeing this as kind of like your spirits being lifted, like because this is very illuminating. It's a very illuminating card. There's so much light on that card. It's like a new day dawning, and so I feel like by the end of the month, Libra, you're maybe going to be feeling a little bit better, or something. I'm almost feeling like something's going to happen that's going to kind of bring you out of this kind of a mindset a little bit. I feel like it's going to really lift your spirits, whatever it is that comes in. But I feel like it's going to be toward the end of the month is what I'm picking up on. So let's go ahead and get our final 3 cards. So if this is resonating with you, Libra, and you are struggling like this, just know that, I feel like that things will change by the end of the month, or maybe toward, in going into February. It's going to be different for different Libras, of course, because you're all in different timelines. But I feel like if this resonates with you, there is going to be something that comes in, maybe toward the end of the month, that's going to lift your spirits. That's going to kind of pull you out of this a little bit. That's going to help, because I almost see these as helping hands, like helping hands that are illuminating things, that are brightening up your day. It's going to brighten up your day and make you feel a little bit better, where you can feel like you can give again, where it's like, I feel this as somebody that is going to offer their cup. I see this as somebody holding out their hand, offering you a cup, and you're looking at that cup, debating, whether you should take it or not, whether, kind of, because you've been sitting, minding your own business, reading whatever, he's reading a book, but you've been dealing with this, you've been dealing with stuff. And so whenever this opportunity comes, and I feel like it's kind of like somebody trying to help you feel better. I think someone's going to offer you something and help you feel better, that's going to help you feel like, somebody that you can feel like you can give to again. Where in the past, or in, earlier in the month, you just felt like it was really hard for you to give of yourself to other people. I kind of said, I feel like you're kind of just getting through the day, just getting through the day, because at night you had things you were processing and dealing with. So you're just trying to do your best to get through, the day-to-day stuff. But I feel like that is all going to shift toward the end of the month, is what I really feel like, which is good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that came out that way. Yeah, see, the sun's coming out. I really feel like by the end of the month, you're going to be feeling better. Definitely. And I feel like almost like this new day is dawning, and I even felt that, like, from this Ace of Wands, like I said, I felt like the cloud, almost like the clouds are parting, like things are being illuminated, things are brightening. And with those hands there, I felt like somebody's going to come in and kind of offer you something, or try and help you out, to help you feel better. It could be, because I don't feel that you're sharing this with anyone. So I just feel like maybe somebody picks up on that you're a little bit off, and they just cheer you up. Someone comes in, cheers you up, tries to make you feel better without you even saying anything. They just kind of brighten your day. Whoever this is, they brighten your day, and it helps kind of get your mind off of things on whatever, and make you start feeling a little bit better again, is what I get. It's like, this is like epitome of a brand new day. A new day is dawning for you, Libra. And then it's going to help you become a little more social. You know, you're going to feel like yourself again. It's really going to bring whoever this is or whatever this Ace of Wands represents. I feel, you know, I feel like it is a person that's going to come in for you. And when that person comes in, it's going to be someone that brightens your day, lifts your spirits, makes you feel more like yourself again. You know, they're going to really help bring you out of this and make you feel like yourself again. So if you're resonating with that, you have that to look forward to. Know that this too shall pass. So that's what I really have for you for the month of January. I know this is a little bit hard reading. If you're resonating with it, feel free to, you know, share any comments, and if this is resonating with you and you want to share and feel moved to share, feel free to. I do read all the comments that people share. I appreciate them. I appreciate, you know, you sharing with me, and I always try to reply or respond in some way to acknowledge that I have read those comments, so that you know, whether I heart it, give a thumbs up or reply. I always try to acknowledge all the comments, and that to let you know that I have looked at them, I have read them, so that you know that I do care, and I do pay attention to that. So that's what I have for you for this month of January. I thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I wish you the very best. Joy, love, and light.